And then I can't believe T had that hanging out of his pants the whole time. Oh, hey man.
Oh man. Well, now that we're live, I guess we'll roll that footage.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
Let's get it started tonight. Let's get it started in here. It's Thursday.
Always a party in here, and it's especially a party because it's Thursday, as Winston said. I actually saw him before the show. It was great seeing him after a while. We got him his prize from last week, that jumbo Unicron from Mike Rogers. It was actually pretty cool. I mean, for a Funko Pop, it was pretty cool. But it's Thursday. We're live. It's Figure Action. So if you are watching us live, make sure you do a few things for us before we get this party officially kicked off. We already got some cool folks hanging out with us. We got Winston, Toy Mafia, TF Hustler, Aquatechie hanging out with us. Bunch more joining. So make sure you pop in that live chat over there. Hey, Jose Cortez, what's up? And leave us some comments. We'll be highlighting your comments throughout the course of the show. We'll be chatting it up with you and including y'all on our discussions. So make sure you do that. Make sure, if not already, you're a subscriber. Ring that notification bell and Kobasa slam that like button because it really helps us out. And hey, while you're at it, click that link in the description below. Get to our Teespring store. We've got some of the best priced podcasting merch out there. You're going to look good. You're going to help us out. And that's a win-win situation.
And follow me and Dave on Instagram while you're down there.
That too. Check out Trustarscreamer, T-Man978. And I think we if we don't already, I'll get those everybody's Instagrams updated in the show notes. Well,
down there.
All I know is I appreciate all 8 of you who are watching right now.
Hell yeah. I appreciate everybody that tunes in. I appreciate everybody that watches us not only live,
and those 3 people that watch us like the day after. I'm sorry, man. I have no idea who you are. So you know what? Take a long.
They leave comments sometimes. I check in on the comment section every now and then.
I need to check the comments more.
So you gotta be better than the comments on your page, man.
Yeah. It's weird sometimes.
Effortlessly Random wants to find out how we're all doing. So I guess we'll go ahead. We'll get into it. We'll start off with True Starscreamer. Dave, how the hell are you? And did you get anything cool this week?
My life is always interesting. The sewage treatment stuff that's been going on in the house, yeah, it failed inspection. So we're still trying to fight that right now. So I still have the gash out in my yard. My boss messed up my check. That was fun. And I ordered something that was supposed to show up today. God damn it, I did not get my karate gorilla. And that's what this whole show's about, is my damn karate gorilla. So, but aside from that, I did get a few cool things. Not much, but I did get a few. I actually found G-Axis finally in the wild in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So
it's funny, I'm seeing him show up.
Prime put decals on this thing and that.
Does he ship with that Soundwave?
Yes. And I haven't seen that Soundwave.
I saw it.
God dang, they're getting their money out of that mold.
Yes.
I got that. What else did I get? I did finally get my override. So
open it.
I'll be opening it. This is I've said many times. In fact, some of my earliest conversations with T-Man way back today is how much I love Transformer Cybertron / Galaxy Force. This is probably this and Prime are my top favorite ones of all of them. I kid you not. Yes, more than G1 even. And then we were doing some shopping and we stopped by a comic book shop. I couldn't say no, and I got the retro Rhino with the updated paint and the non-cocaine head.
He looks good.
He looks great. And what's nice is, I mean, I have the other Build-A-Figure Rhino. The thing about that Rhino was he came with parts for 2 different versions of him because somebody else was in the Rhino costume. So I can take those parts and put them on the other, and I've got room for 2 Rhinos on my shelf.
Is the card still good on that?
The card?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Because the G.I. Joes they were flimsy.
The G.I. Joes also went to Walmart. This was at a comic book shop.
Yeah, it's weird that the Marvel retro waves, they're still doing like reinforced cardboard, but for like Star Wars and the G.I. Joes, it's like that flimsy material.
But aside from that, yeah, it's been pretty. I've been pretty good on there. Kind of working through the backlog. Working on actually selling a little part of my Marvel Legends, just the things that I've never photographed or anything, because, well, I want to make room for more Marvel Legends. So it's not like I'm getting out of stuff. I'm just rotating stock, as they say. And that's my wild, wacky, incredible week. Back to you, Zero.
We'll be talking about your decisions with your Marvel Legends towards the end of the show. I think it's going to make for a fun discussion. Next up, you know him, you love him, you've probably clicked on a bunch of his videos, Mr. T-Man978. How the hell are you, my friend?
I am trying to be good, but I think my seasonal allergies are popping up, so I took nasal decongestion. So nasal decongestant pill, and I feel loopy as crap. But I'm all right. My day started out interesting. I just remembered I had this shirt right here with Dads and the Fresh Prince. And I was going into 7-Eleven earlier. I held the door for this lady carrying pizzas. And I had on headphones, so I knew she was like talking to me. I had to take them out my ears, and she was like, "Oh, I like that shirt. Looks nice. Like what is it?" And she made me sit there and explain. I was like, "It's Autobot Jazz and the Fresh Prince." And she was like, looking like super confused. And then she was like, "How do I know? Like his name is really Jazz, and that's the Transformer?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "How do you know his name is Jazz?" I'm like, I'm just buying stuff, but
because it's Jazz and the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I was like, maybe she doesn't know. I was like Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, like maybe. But I was thinking maybe she just wanted to talk to me. But I was like, I don't feel like dealing with an irky person like that. But,
was she hot?
Not really. But, I didn't find this. It was on clearance for half off. And I'm like, for $16, yeah.
That's long.
Yep. I went to Owings Mills tonight, and certain stuff was on clearance, but not as cheap as my store. My store just went straight to 50% off, like right off top.
Yeah, it's weird.
But out there in Owings Mills, things are only like 10-15% off. Like Hulk Hogan was 27 instead of 23.
That's I think you meant 23 instead of 27.
Yeah, at the closer one to me was 23 instead of the 27 at the other store.
Okay.
It's normally 32, I think. But while I was at Owings Mills, things got a little ratchet. And this was the only freaking thing they had that I wanted. So I was like, I'd had to take extra effort to get up there. And yeah. So I guess I need to just be happy with this. I'm probably going to review it at some point, but it's not going to be in the box because I'm about to open it right now.
You need to have me wants to know if you were wearing cargo shorts along with that shirt.
No, I have on, let's see, jeans. We were talking about that in a group chat. Like, Kato was saying, that's the white guy's uniform, cargo shorts. And I was like, that's all I wear too. Larkin was like, everybody wears cargo shorts. What's this?
Yeah, Princeton Phalanx says, just got Legacy, Minerva, and Bomb Burst in the mail today. Oh, I'm jealous. where those came from, because
I'm gonna show this because I'm not sure if I showed this last week. I did get wheelie. Yeah. But how have you been, Zero?
I am tired. It's been a weird week. I mean, because we were busy. It was a holiday weekend, but we were busy. We had our in Maryland wedding celebration on Sunday. Then we went and did a Labor Day cookout at our house. So I was kind of a slave to the grill and making sure people were happy on Sunday and Monday. And then work kicked into full gear. Our project's really kicking off. So yeah, it's been a busy few days at work. So I'm looking forward to this weekend that we have a wedding to go to on Saturday. So I hate to say it, I'm really looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I am weddinged out, and I'm looking forward to kicking back. On a positive note, we booked our honeymoon for Mexico. So in December, we'll get to escape the winter and
come back.
What's that?
Hopefully you can come back.
Yeah, hopefully I can come back. But we're going to an all-inclusive resort, so that's exciting.
We kept putting off our
illegal.
What's that?
We kept putting off our honeymoon.
I told Lex I hear so many people say that they did that or they're finally taking one and I was like, we have money from the wedding. Let's not fall into that trap because I mean we're in a fortunate situation where we've been there long enough and we've got everything we need. We didn't need to get any appliances or anything for the house. Really, we're kind of set. So I was like, well, let's just take the honeymoon. Let's take the trip, while we can. And,
good call. We just had our 12th wedding anniversary. We're still putting off the honeymoon.
Jeez, yeah. So yeah, I just didn't want to fall in that trap. I mean, money's nice, but at the same time, it's just I want to have that memory and have that vacation, especially before any kids come along and, it'll be nice to have that getaway. So,
yes,
yeah.
Keep throwing on the condoms.
So, as for plastic acquisitions, I got, it's not rated NC-17 until Matt shows up. So, thanks to T-Man, I got me a Tarantulas, and this is now probably my favorite deluxe in all of Legacy. Man, I can't wait for Inferno. I'm not going to put unnecessary hype on Inferno because I don't want it to be another Rhinox situation, even though Inferno looks awesome. But man, this guy he exceeded my expectations. He feels really good. He feels like an old Beast Wars figure, if that makes sense, like the way he's built.
Feels better.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Since he's got the
ball joints.
Yeah. It's just it's interesting though. It's the plastic they used for the shell pieces and the legs. It feels identical to what I remember Beast Wars plastic feeling like, but the rest of the figure feels even more solid. Definitely highly recommend. And it feels solid in a way Override feels solid. Override feels solid in a way they don't make figures like this anymore. I also, when I was meeting up with Winston, I made a stop at Target and I found a lone Alita 1 on the shelf. So it was cool to get her. And then wait, there's one more. The Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, I got him in late last week. Overall I like this figure. It does some cool stuff. It does some really weird stuff. And when I say it does some really weird stuff, I mean the whole head gimmick is odd. I mean, I kind of found storage for the head in the backpack. It kind of slots in there. But it feels okay to pop this head off, but I feel if you wanted to put this head on, I really feel you need to unscrew it. I think there was a reviewer that said as much. I don't like this sword and Matrix combo, the one that they just kind of plucked from the Laser Prime. I just don't. I really wish he had his own unique accessory. It doesn't really fit too well. But all in all, I like him. I just feel like when I say he does weird stuff, like they didn't paint the rims, there's weird choices in what they chose to paint, like the missile launchers, like they're cast in black plastic, but they're coated in paint. I just feel like they had a paint budget for it, and they really just didn't think it through and applied paint in places it didn't need to be and left paint off. And this is supposed to be a collector grade figure, a premium figure on top of that.
Oh,
And
the packaging.
Yeah, the packaging's so weird because he's like in a he's like in the same size box as like Commander class Jetfire. And it's so weird, and everybody's getting their boxes crushed because there's just so much empty space in the box. So,
just like their hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Roland Rage says, I got mine and I'm not digging it. I can see that. I mean, I like the figure, but with an asterisk. Do I recommend it? Not really, unless you're just like a fan of like the Diaclone colors. And I mostly liked it for the head sculpt, but I don't think it necessarily carries it.
If you like that head sculpt, I still have somewhere in my collection. They made an evil Ultra Magnus, like not quite shattered glass. They made like an evil Ultra Magnus using the Chug G2 Prime mold.
Yeah.
And that thing had that awesome skull head.
Yeah, I remember that. I always wanted that one, but just, was never in the budget at the time.
Bruh. This Ratchet is not staying together. You good for Ratchet, right?
I did. Yep.
The van mode is crap.
The fan mode is kind of crappy, but it's because of the ball joints, I think. I can't remember if I said I had these guys last week, but Toka and Razor, however you want to say it, the Toon versions. I like these a lot. So
I saw those tonight.
I recommend them. I've got some cool TMNT stuff coming next week. We got Roland Rage in the chat. He hooked me up with something I'm really excited to get, so I can't wait to talk about that.
I helped facilitate that.
I appreciate it. Because that was a figure I just kind of given up hope on. I was like, yeah, it's just going to be a gap. So, really happy. And lastly, but not leastly, and I really mean not leastly, Kato's collection. We've had him on the show. He's a friend of the show, friend of mine, and he was getting rid of some pieces in his collection, and he cut me an unbelievable deal on the Planet X Cactus. This is their IDW Grimlock. Just got him today, and man, oh man, I've admired this figure at various. I think I've seen him at 2 TF cons now, and he was just kind of on my backlog list. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a big MMC fan, and I was just always waiting on MMC because MMC first revealed theirs in 2017. Like that's how long it's been since like the renders came up, and here we are 5 years later, and there's still no Grimlock from them, and they're really cutting back on their IDW bots. Man, this is just such a cool figure. As far as I can tell, he's fixed the shoulders. It came with the gray hands on it, and I couldn't be happier with this figure, to be honest with you. So really, really happy to have this one in my collection. So it's hopefully going to help me. I don't know if I hopefully will help me get my IDW stuff, or motivate me to get my IDW shelf set back up, because I've got all that stuff sitting behind my couch ready to get back on my shelves. So that's it for me. I guess we'll cover Matt when he gets in a little bit, but let's go ahead and we'll go into some. What's that, Tate?
I'm not sure if he's actually going to be on.
Oh, he said he was going to be on late, I thought.
No. Look, my leg just keeps coming off to you on the left leg.
Yeah, I did not have those issues with mine.
For a guy named Ratchet, he shouldn't be held. He should not be held together with ball joints.
That is a funny irony. Oh heck yeah! TFS says I was lucky to find Cosmos in the wild.
One thing is cool. He does have an actual hinge kind of for the elbow, but he has a ball jointed swivel up in the shoulder.
Yeah, it's also funny too. It's like he looks like he should have like an ab crunch, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. But that's because I like my beer.
You would. You might break something if you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I forced it.
You forced the ab crunch. Well, there you go. It has ab crunch, so now it's a winner for T. All right, we're not going to do it
with one leg, man. He looks like he should be running a breakfast restaurant chain. An IHOP.
Aquateki says Hasbro QC strikes again. There is some very inconsistent QC.
I'm gonna pop it off, warm it up, and pinch it, and hopefully it works. I've been able to get that to work for me.
So, last week we talked about this guy. We had a blurry picture, and now we have official photos. And this is the MPM, I believe 12N for Nemesis. Their masterpiece scale Bumblebee movie Prime. And he's done up in Nemesis Prime Deco. But
we're gonna get 3.
We're gonna get 3?
Yeah, Matt said he's getting 2 of them.
Well, before we get in to this guy, let's get in to how this guy's doing. For a second, I thought your name for the show was Spoiler and Matt would buy
it. Yeah, people would still recognize me. I'm here. I made it. Single dadding tonight, so I was a little late. But major pickup this week. I was lucky enough to get on the early access list to purchase. I got on the list to have the right to give them money for this, which is the Hot Toys Arena Suit Boba Fett. It'll be my first.
God.
It'll be my first Hot Toys Boba Fett. So I'm excited about that. I haven't opened it yet, but it looks cool. And then to give it context, I actually bought the trade paperback that it's from. So I'm going to read that and make me care about the figure that I've already bought. So
for whatever reason,
$300 figure that you got.
Mm-hmm.
Ice-T from Rick and Morty popped in my head. I care now.
I will. I don't yet, but I will. After I read this, I'll care. Because he's in there. It's like I think they're trying to make Boba Fett into, between him and Din Djarin, I think they're trying to make the Mandalorians into the next Seekers. So there he is in the comic, all gussied up in his sleek black outfit. So
technically, they should do that with Death Watch troopers.
So I don't think they've ever had Death Watch troopers from Hot Toys.
I'm saying they can make that into Seekers. Just crank them out.
They could do that. That's pretty much, that's been my week. I'm sure I've maybe gotten a little thing here and there, but that's all. Now back to the news.
That was rather anticlimactic.
It was. It was very abrupt.
It was like the end of a Stephen King movie.
I got a big old hot, like an store exclusive Hot Toys figure.
Yes,
like,
we know you're handling a big black boba over there.
Yeah. So what? How is that anticlimactic? I mean, no,
never mind.
I'm not
going to touch that joke.
I'm not Womack. I don't have 6 of them. I just have the one.
Oh. Are they the Dark Troopers? Hot Toys revealed?
Yeah, they're releasing. I might, spoilers, Matt will likely buy it. I might just buy it when it goes in stock, though. Oh, and now hold on. I'll be back. Carry on.
All right. So we got our official pictures of this guy. I like it. I'm not a big fan of this mold, but I like the coloring on this. I like this metallic teal quite a bit. I just who did this? What
is that?
Yeah.
I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
I got the red one and he is just meh as hell.
I have no love for this mold, and the only way to make him better is to buy that upgrade kit, which then you have to take off the whole
Replace
arm
the
and put on
arms.
new arms.
I also dislike this Matrix a whole lot. I don't understand like why he's got like a lime green Matrix. I mean, it really looks like he like literally just took a line or a tennis ball and put it in the center of the Matrix.
That's probably what it did. Bootleg.
There's currently it seems like this is just like for Japan right now. The only way I'd probably get this is if it came to Target, to be honest.
If I saw it with a yellow sticker on it saying "was now," maybe.
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't even do that.
But yeah, it's like when they did the MP44 in black, it looked so good. I liked how they did the accessories up. They sold them at a discount because they didn't have the trailer. I don't know. This just seems like we could, so we did.
Well, I think I can boil this all down to one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next. All right. Well, next up, we get another figure that you all probably aren't going to be thrilled about, but I think it looks good. I actually think this looks better than the Moon Studios one, in my personal opinion. This is Suiken. This is the third release for the MPG.
I will say that does look better than the Moon Studios one. That is looking the best of the Takara ones. I will say that.
I think it also looks the most masterpiece-like.
Even though it's, yeah.
It looks like The Fallen.
Oh,
the back,
I get exactly
yeah.
what you're talking about. I see it. I totally see that. Except, Fallen didn't transform. Definitely didn't transform into a train.
Yeah, that's funny. Like Shuki looks like what's her face from the Robots in Disguise?
Yeah, Strong Arm.
Strong Arm.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the Fallen silhouette. I totally see that. Wow.
The only thing I'm not digging about this personally is you can tell he's got like the crotch flaps there, and I really wish that throughout Masterpiece they kind of continued what they were doing with like some of the new hip skirt designs. They're even doing it in like the Legacy line too, where I feel like they could have just put this armor onto the top of the thigh and it would have worked. I mean, again, don't have it in hands, just a shot, but this is like the only thing I'm seeing that. Like,
I don't even know why they still go with this method right here.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even do that with Studio Series Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime.
That one looks like a cluster.
Yeah, the silhouettes are.
No, that particular silhouette looks like a major clusterfuck.
Yeah,
it
those
looks like
legs.
those third-party Michael Bay Constructicons.
It looked like somebody gave up halfway through with a third-party Michael Bay Constructicon.
It looks like they're aiming to finish this at least by late 2023 or early 2024. So it'd be interesting to see how it pans out. TM Review says he's getting it.
Oh, of course he is.
I'm just kind of. Well, I'm just kind of curious how it pans out. Like the next one coming out, I think the next one's coming out within the next month. So
I have to find out if I'm going to be reviewing that.
Is the buyer still in? I enjoyed Shuki a lot. I feel like a lot of people like look at the Moon Studios. I own the whole Moon Studios set, and just as a personal preference, I can say I had way more fun with Shuki than I did. Infinitely more fun. So
every time I pick it up, I'm shocked by how heavy it is.
What's that? The Shuki or
Shuki?
Yeah. It's a lot of panels that condense in that figure. But limited audience. I know these MP10Gs aren't for everybody, and the thing is the bulk of people don't have any connection to these characters. So
even in Headmasters, they really didn't do much. They flew, they were used as transportation, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've watched all the shows, and they were not that impressive in the show.
This guy looks good, and if I'm lucky, it'll be on my channel, and it'll be on TM Reviews channel. Next.
They say, Aquateki says that red silhouette looks like RID Optimus. I'm trying to see that.
Yeah.
I wish they'd make an RID Optimus.
They could, but I'll tell you right now, there's no way in hell they can make an RID Magnus with today's standard, with today's plastic quality and all.
That's true. All right. This is an interesting one. We don't normally talk about these Super 7 reaction figures, and there's kind of limited appeal for these. However, there's some deep cuts here, and I think it's worth looking at real quick. Aside from the usual suspects, there's a giant. And let me see if I can open this in a new tab so we can just zoom into this.
Giant.
Yeah, there's a giant, and by giant they mean 6-inch Unicron. But this Unicron's interesting because this is the first time
Wait, 6
that
inches is considered a giant. Awesome.
well, for
That they've released a G1 Unicron?
right, they're basing something off of
And it's based on a toy. Oh,
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Now, I think that would be a great HasLab. I think that would be an awesome HasLab.
No. No more Unicron HasLab.
Uh,
Aquatechi's cover my beautiful face. 6-inch. They're already like 4-inch, right?
yeah, they're Hasbro's kind of doing this with their retro Marvel Legends, where like that Sentinel is going to be labeled as such, even though it's not that big. I think it's a really missed opportunity to just not do a 6-inch Marvel Legends Sentinel. Like
a giant Devastator. Look at that.
Yeah.
What are they, 40 bucks?
I would assume they're probably going to be 30 to 40 given the pricing on these Super 7 figures. I like how the Jetfire comes, or Skyfire comes pre-yellowed. I feel like if they did the Quintesson at 6 inches, I think that would be a good little stand-in for folks. I also like the fact they're doing a
I think the Quintesson would look good as a Super 7 Ultimate.
Yeah, I agree.
Or they could do a 6-inch Alpha Triad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting any of these. They cost too much. And they got stop POA.
I will probably get that Unicron and just leave them on the card, just because.
Well, that's the whole thing with these retros. They look.
Yeah.
You buy them to keep. I've said this so many times. I know I've said this. You buy them to keep on card.
Yeah. Just because the Unicron itself it's like I remember.
Gotta pre-order it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to because the way they come to Target is so finicky. Like I wanted that Christmas Optimus Prime just because we have a sleigh full of toys that goes under the tree.
Half of these characters I never saw at Target. Some of them I saw at GameStop, like Blaster.
I only ever see like the Dead Optimus, the reformatted Megatron,
and Bumblebee.
Yeah, I've never seen Bumblebee.
I saw a grayed out Bumblebee.
I saw Astro Train at GameStop once. So, yeah, the distribution on these is really weird. So I probably will pre-order the Unicron, but that'd be all I get. And again, if it depends on the price. Like if they make it $40, that's way too rich for my blood.
You're gonna get it.
Hey, I didn't get that Christmas Optimus, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I have all of those Christmas Stormtroopers, so there's that. That should tell you something. All right, we'll segue into this. Isn't really Transformers news, but it kind of is. So I put it on our official news, even though it's not
No,
really.
it's an official product.
It's an official product, but it's not really a Transformer, but it kind of counts. So this is the Diaclone D95 robot base Grand Dion.
And it's not even the whole robot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, god damn, but it's only the torso.
Yeah. So yeah, this is
For
half.
$500.
Yeah, this is half of what they're calling a robot base. This is cool as all hell, but yeah, as Dave said,
That's a lot of money for a playset for grown people.
yes. Now Diaclones are super well made. Like I had like the first few releases that they put out for Diaclone. Let me click on the link here.
I mean, you're getting, yeah. I mean, you're getting all those vehicles and shit, but damn.
So I forget the name of the one that I had. Go all the way back here. I did have not the powered convoy. I wanted the powered convoy, but there was a large one that I got, and I was just like,
What's his name actually? Convoy?
Yes, the original. Yeah. They were convoys, and then the powered convoy. I can't remember what the Seekers were called, but they actually, if you ever see an old Diaclone commercial, all the Seeker jets are actually being used on the power convoy, the Magnuses, and they're using them as launch platforms. It's actually kind of cool.
You need obvious. This is Metroplex's brother that lives in the suburbs.
No, dude, guys. I mean, it's got the 2 drill tanks. It's got the jet. I mean, it's.
Yeah, if you like good build quality and gimmicks and panels that open and like the modular smart design like that, this stuff is.
Get off your house and student loans.
Right. You Diaclone debt forgiveness. I mean, these things they're badass, but it's just I feel like for the person that's collecting these and is really collecting them, it's like it's got to be the only thing you collect.
God damn!
Like there's just
Looking at the price again.
And yeah, they're meant to be troop builders, like all of them.
Yeah, because it's an army, but good luck troop building that shit.
Princeton has a good point here. He says, if I was to spend that much, I would just get the Like Toys Metroplex. And, there's something to be said about that. Like, that Metroplex is ultimately going to wind up being, 4.5 feet tall, maybe. Probably 4 foot tall. And these are a little bit smaller than you'd expect. Like, this is going to be a big boy. But, it still comes out to 20 inches tall. So we're talking like probably like Titan class when all's said and done. And when you get the other half, it's probably going to be just under 500 as well.
Yikes.
So that said, the build quality on these are second to none. Initabi says, I'll get the Like Toys.
I'm not getting it.
And TM Reviews has a good point. Life Toys is not available purchase, but I think it will be. So yeah, kind of pass for all of us. And let me see if I can pull up that link for the Like Toys because there's an update on it. And now I gotta open it in Chrome. You would think I'd come prepared. Here we go. So yeah, the Like Toys figure, we still don't have a price on it yet. We're getting, again, this is like an old school garage kit figure, and
you're not sharing it right now, are you?
No, I'm pulling it up now. So, the guy that's behind Like Toys, he's been a seller on Facebook groups for a few years now. Here he posts Like Toys Davis prototype parts. We shall see the first prototype in a month, maybe, with a question mark. Working on our own website right now, and that's based on Squarespace. I'm sure everyone heard of Squarespace. It's legit and secure with all kinds of payments after all its commercial Super Bowls. I think if he's going to do this, he's got to have some sort of guarantee, some sort of payment protection. But regardless, he said, we'll announce the full price tag and details. First 1,000 pre-orders after the prototype is done. It's pretty ambitious to set 1,000 pre-orders for this. I think it's super niche.
Boy, I've got more faith in this project than that other Devastator that was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. At least, Jesus. That is going to cost an arm and a leg for an arm and a leg.
Yeah. And the question is, how is he going to ship this still? Whether it's going to come in pieces. I hope that they, again, since it's so niche, I don't think it needs the most elaborate box. It just needs to find a way to get to the recipients in the most economical way possible.
What the heck does that thing even fit in a printer?
I don't know. I mean, it's not going to be 3D printed when it's released. It's going to be injection molded. So, these are all 3D printed. I'm assuming he's got a large scale printer, but yeah. Ian Hobby says that bot reflector files got from him was solid looking. Yeah, the 3D printed works he's been doing look good. But again, like there's a difference between 3D printing and doing a figure with injection molding and your tolerances, and there's a lot of work. I mean, this is why like a lot of figures kind of are cooking for a long time. They're trying to iron stuff out. So
just imagine the amount of views you would get for your channel, T-Man, if you had this to review.
I don't care.
Just think of the views.
I can think of it, but that thing is huge and unwieldy, and that's a lot of work.
I just want to see somebody do a parody of the old My Buddy commercials with that
you
thing.
You can do that with the Metroplex.
I mean,
that's my dead weight kid.
Yeah. I think as an adult, a 4 foot tall thing is going to scale better. That's just.
You need 3 people to pose it.
Yeah. Have it like riding a tricycle down the sidewalk. It'll be interesting. Like you said, I have faith it'll come out, but man, I don't think I will. I think the closest I'm going to get to this thing is at a convention.
Probably.
Next up, we get some new stuff from Fans Hobby. It seems like Fans Hobby's been trickling stuff out every week now. And we get a look at a figure that appears to be pretty far along, but hey, it's a figure that's already out.
Yeah, it's repaint for this week.
Yep. We could have done it this week in repaint, but Power Links Prime from Armada. This is I think this is a smart repaint. I mean, there are a lot of people that this was their Optimus, and it also gives people the ability, if you want to combine one on the shelf, a different look for it.
They got a third repaint they can pull off.
They have, I think, 3 repaints they can do out of this.
Well, they could just release the cab as a Nemesis.
They could,
because that was actually the first television version of a Nemesis Prime.
Yeah, that one I probably would get if they just did a core bot. I'd be down for that. What's cool is they give him both flavors of the faceplate if you want the red or the silver. I personally prefer the red.
I just hear Gary Chalk's voice out of that thing.
Our world is in danger.
I think it looks weird.
Yeah, it looked weird when it came out.
And yeah, get a good look at the truck mode. I'm sure we'll have a look at the super mode probably in a couple days as they're trickling this stuff out.
The truck looks better.
Did his name change?
Nope.
Okay, so it's still Spark.
Optimus Prime.
No, I'm talking about the Minicon. Was he still Sparkplug?
Oh,
He was Corona Sparkplug.
Corona Sparkplug. Okay. But
He hung out with Lime, and when they assaulted.
so he took that Nemesis Bumblebee movie, Prime Matrix, and because that was a bad joke.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got a tag for that one too.
Here you go. Oh, that's sad. All right. Our last bit of third-party news actually comes from Weibo. So this is a figure that's about to drop from one of my favorite, if not my favorite, third-party companies. We get our look at the G1 version of DZF. So these are final pictures, the final version. They apparently have tweaked the wings a little bit. There's like a gradient on the wings now. So if you want your more G1 version of a Deathosaurus for your collection, MMC's got you covered. I have the IDW version on the way. I'm holding out for the X-Transbots for my G1.
This one looks pretty good.
Oh, it definitely looks great.
I like the wings on this one a little better. I don't know why.
I think because they're a little bit more cohesive. The ones that are coming out on the IDW one, they're just those panels.
Yeah, these have a little bit more dimension.
Yeah, this gives him I think this gives him a beefier silhouette. Whereas,
I don't have any connection to it.
I love everything about the bot mode. I hate the alt mode. I mean, it's basically a giant chicken dragon, but I love its robot.
Yeah, I like the paint choice they went with here. This like gray silver, metallic gray.
It looks like a kaiju.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure. The other thing too is I'm sure that this will probably be the next Transformers HasLab, since he's so heavily teased on that Star Saber box, or I guess Victory Saber.
Or maybe he'll be a type.
I don't think he could be he'd make for a good commander class, to be honest.
You have to do him like Skyline. Skyline is so substantial compared to like Motormaster.
Yeah, I want to know what Inu Tabi's review is.
Yeah, I like this. I like this character. I like this design. Not a fan of them doing the double dealer with this mold, but
yeah. Well, I mean, that kind of, it could go either way. The MMC sometimes will pull some interesting tricks out of their hat. Princeton, this is going to be more of a scale with the Star Saber.
Mm-hmm.
There's Star Saber. Which might still be in scale with the HasLab. Might be bigger. Isn't that right? Skylinks.
Yeah, my IDW one should be here Saturday, I think. So I'm good on this one. But it looks great.
I mean, I didn't get the IDW one. I kind of want this one, but we'll see.
Next. All right. Well, getting out of our Transformers discussion, we still have a bot or a cyborg piece to talk about. I guess we'll go from one kaiju to another. We've got our Mecha Ghidorah.
Get it, if you permission.
What?
Get it.
Oh. God. I just look at this thing and I hear the wings falling off.
Yeah, at least on this one, you don't expect the wings to do anything other than move forward and back. But yeah, I've always liked this design. I just, I want to see what Haya Toys does with the Godzilla stuff.
Their stuff would be manageable.
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn. I mean, I've seen I mean, I think Joe actually had the other Ghidra.
He did.
I mean, that thing dominates a shelf.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Joe
take
brought
up
it.
shelf space. That takes over.
Yeah. He brought it to my house, and it like dominated my coffee table. It was huge.
Did it whip it with its tail and make it write bad checks? And you know.
It certainly did. It did all those things. I love this design though. I've always loved the you know, anything mecha with Godzilla. Especially cyborg stuff. I've always thought this was such a neat design. I just,
the movie was horrendous.
Yeah.
It used to bug me. Like, it has the long legs and the long body and no arms. That used to bug me.
The heads.
Yeah, I figured the arms are inside the heads. But I was like, that bugged the crap out of me.
Well, you just had to watch out for Kevin. He was the one that always gets distracted. Jack Chucker! I'm sorry. I gotta say that Godzilla King of the Monsters is an absolute goddamn joy to watch, and the fact of the love they put in of giving all three heads distinct personalities is one of the fun little details of that movie. And seeing that one head like go off, and the other two have to grab it and be like, "Dude, stay on target, is just pleasure. I need to read
a slightly slow head.
Yeah. Well, the funny part is, did you see Godzilla vs. Kong? King Kong vs. Godzilla?
Yes.
Technically, Mecha Godzilla is the slow head.
Yes.
That's what makes it.
I think King of the Monsters was easily like the best American Godzilla ever made.
I agree. Actually, I think that was better than a lot of the Japanese ones.
And, I love the fact that it had really good cinematography. Like that scene. That scene with like the, everything's on fire and there's that cross in the background that just sticks out in my head all the time now when I think about that movie. It just had really cool imagery. All right, moving on. We'll get into well, is he still your favorite? I don't think he's your favorite anymore, Dave.
You talking about CM Punk?
No, we're not talking about CM Punk.
Because he and I are having some issues right now.
Yeah, and I've heard he's about to get fired.
It's a whole different topic. Right now, he's gonna be out. He's gonna be out for surgery for at least 8 months.
We're talking about this guy. We got a bunch of Todd news. We're gonna get through it.
He's
Multiverse.
Not my favorite.
I kid. We get the speed metal wave, and T pointed this out that they're now calling their build figures.
The Connect figure is now just build a figure. They said, screw it. Everybody calls it that. Let's do it. And I put all of these in my Team Amazon recently.
Are their prices? Are these guys all 25?
Probably.
25.
The thing is, the only thing I even remotely want-ish is that Build-A-Figure. The rest, those are some of the ugliest Flash designs.
I like that old school Flash design. I don't know what his official name is.
Jay Garrick, the Flash.
Yeah.
That way.
Golden Age.
Click it.
All right, we'll get to it. I
Yeah.
was gonna say we'll go through Wally West, but Dave, are these new effects pieces?
Nope. Not at all.
They're reused. Okay.
Completely, 100% reused.
Oh, and it's the same body as the Flash. It looks like. Well,
They
he's
have to change- Yeah.
Well, that I like all like those colors.
I mean, that's weird. I've never read the comic where that particular design is used, where the lightning bolt's going up as face paint, which is.
You almost look
cool.
like Shazam.
Yeah. It's subtle. That's the thing that's pretty cool about it. It's interesting here too that they're painting the joints.
Yeah, I was about.
Well,
Like, He just looks
Oh, go ahead.
better. I say his design and color scheme looks better than a lot of their figures.
And I was gonna say, McFarlane, there's things that they do very well, and there's things that they just don't. I mean, I always say a McFarlane figure for me is like drinking something with diet soda in it, where it feels almost perfect, but something just is always lacking that ruins the joy.
Yep.
Whether it be like I'm messing around with the Ninja Spawn, which at first seems great, but then you start looking at the details, you realize they could have had about a whole nother layer of paint on there, or the articulation is just off for some reason. And like,
yeah, the main drawbacks for me is usually no thigh swivel. The neck will probably be limited, and no exchangeable hands or face.
like I got no idea who the hell this is, to be honest.
It's
The Red
Kid
Flash.
I think
All I know
he's
is those effects are the ones that should have come with my Red Death.
I think he's the new Kid Flash.
Yeah.
Godzilla. Godzilla. Godzilla.
Okay, God, what a weird design.
Yeah, I don't like this design for Barry.
I mean, this just must have been an Elseworlds book that I never read.
This Darkest Night, I feel like they'll probably end up selling on its own.
He doesn't do, with the exception of King Shark. That's the only one he's ever sold on his own for the Build-A-Figures. He hasn't sold any of the others by themselves. That Bane hasn't been sold by itself. The Merciless wasn't sold by itself.
That's true. I guess he has done the box sets, and I think that's probably what throws me
Yeah,
off.
the box sets. So he's still buying all the figures, but
Yeah.
I do like the Jolly Rancher Batman.
whoa, who the hell was that?
All right. Well,
Gotta make sure you sleep next time.
we'll get into some McFarlane stuff that you may actually want in this next one. I know there's two figures I'm in on for this. They're doing Wave 10. I can't believe we're on Wave 10 already of Mortal Kombat 11.
I still need to get freaking Nightwolf. That reminds me.
We're getting a red Cabal, the version of Noob in the Dark Knight, or the Batman Who Laughs costume, and then we're getting a very classic Spawn with chain accessories here. So Spawn, all these are up for pre-order now. If you go to T-Man's Amazon page, he's got links.
Yet we still can't get a really good-looking Spawn in the actual Spawn line.
It's nuts. I mean, the one that comes with the throne
is not a good-looking Spawn line unless you leave him in the throne the whole time.
And the throne kind of looks like poop.
That's why you're supposed to get a Kickstarter Spawn.
I have a Kickstarter Spawn, but I'm just saying that they should have a good, just mainline one. Now, I will say, I did buy the Malefic Spawn, or if you have the Commando Spawn, it's worth buying one of those just because you get that really good plasma effect that looks very good for him holding. But I love these chains. I absolutely love these chains.
I love the texturing on the cape too. I mean, I know what the cape's going to be like in hand, but it looks nice.
I mean, it's still almost the same design as the original. He's been milking this design. Just this one doesn't look as textured, or just the paints are more clean.
Is the cowl different?
Nope. And those chains don't even peg in. Do they just like loop
It looks
around
like
them?
they just kind of like hang on the back a little bit.
Oh, that's kind of disappointing, actually. Huh. Well, if you never bought the first Spawn, which came out in Walmart way back when, this is the Spawn to get.
Trying to find the original, because it looks like it's a texturing thing. It definitely is a texturing thing. So if we go over here, we go. Here, we'll get a front view. So yeah, the Cal's similar. I almost pulled a T-Man, but he doesn't have like that muscular texture all over him. He's much smoother, and also he's got the red on the torso, which I think, yeah, the red, and then he's also got the white on the arms. But yeah, the original one looks more like a movie Spawn, and this looks more like a classic Spawn.
Yeah.
But
Is
you
it
could always
Amazon exclusive?
I don't think so. I don't think any of these outside the bloody variants have been exclusive anywhere.
Okay.
We'll get into Red Cabal real quick. I'm surprised they're doing this one. This deco has never really gelled with me.
No.
And I really wish they would do a non God, what were their undead versions called in the
Revenant.
Revenant, yeah. I wish they would just do a non-Revenant Cabal.
2 years from now.
But then, yeah, we get Noob as the Batman Who Laughs. I'm in on this one.
I probably will get this one. I mean, I've got a Batman Who Laughs. I've got 2 Noob figures. I got the bloody and the regular. Because I got them posed as like the shadow form. But
Oh, I didn't even realize this is Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
well, that goes back to what I was saying before. Of we get a Spawn. We haven't got a good Spawn in the Spawn line, but they give us the best looking $20 Spawn in the Mortal Kombat line.
So is this a rescan of Noom Saibot in the game?
It's
Is
a
that-
reskin. It was part of a DLC skin.
So that's why they're calling, like, it just looks like the Batman Who Laughs. I don't see any like inkling of Noom Saibot in this. So
Oh,
is
the
that-
cowl.
The
First of all,
cow. The hook.
Just like Cassie Cage is like Harley Quinn.
Okay.
It's interesting here too that they call this the Batman Who Laughs. They don't say Noob Saibot as the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh, they do?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I mean, they're all owned by WB anyway. Like WB now owns Mortal Kombat. It really
They've
doesn't
had that.
matter.
WB's
Yeah.
had that. Actually, they had that before they had DC.
which
TM
is
Review says to you, T, it's hard to find the T-Man shop in the app, so where is the link?
it should be in our description.
Yeah, scroll down.
I think it's also in the description of every T-Man 978 video.
Yes, every single one for the past 4 years.
Next up, this is, I don't know, and keep me honest here, I don't know if this has ever happened before, but
You liar,
McFarlane...
it's never happened before.
Well, this one's interesting. McFarlane is, I didn't even remember the McFarlane Dragons line, but apparently 14 years ago it was a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they are doing a new wave after 14 years. So these are basically statues. So they're not going to appeal to most of us or our listeners, viewers, but just interesting that he's continuing a line as if it never stopped. Even right on the box, calling it Series 8.
Nice.
You know, I think anybody doing like fantasy displays, anything with like Vitruvian hacks, these might make great background pieces. But just interesting footnote that, you know, a toy line is continuing after that long of a hiatus.
I would consider doing. I mean, these look cool. I would consider doing like a fantasy display, but I wouldn't put dragons in it.
What would you put
But
in
they're
there?
just statues, right?
Women.
You can do
Oh
that.
yeah,
with
you put
DVD.
the 1/12 scale devil ladies on them.
I only have the one though. I kind of have like in my head canon that Goliath is her pimp because it looks like it. Maybe I'll turn it into a fan fiction. That's what the world needs more of, fan fiction.
Rule 34.
I don't know if you remember, Twilight started out, no, not Twilight. 50 Shades of Grey was originally bad Twilight fan fiction.
It was.
And whether you think it's good or bad, it went on to make $1 bajillion.
It did.
If anybody wants a good laugh, look up, it's on YouTube still, Gilbert Gottfried reading excerpts from 50 Shades of Grey. Certain Games
I've not
goes
seen the movies.
still have my Game of Thrones dragons. God, I'd like to watch
House of the
House
Dragon.
of Dragon, yeah, but it's just like I know how it ends, so it's
They've already announced the ending of House of Dragons?
no. Well, yeah, kind of.
Oh, right.
Based off
It's cool though. You get to see You get to see Doctor Who go completely John Wick on a bunch of guys in the last episode.
Somebody said he looks just like a character from Chrono Trigger.
Matt would know better than I would.
Magus. Yeah,
Magus?
Magus.
Who said this? Altham.
Dox him.
Not Doxum.
Nobody said it here.
Nobody said it here. I saw it in a comment, but there's an RPG character they said he looked like.
Okay. But
I mean, I guess you.
it's just funny again because I remember him as charming, goofy Doctor Who, and now he's like this sadistic bloodbath.
He's in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like, in the whole history of Game of Thrones, there was one decent person, and that was Ed Sheeran's character who played a cameo.
There's one decent character, and he got killed. And something horrible happened to them, and that's why evil has corrupted the land.
Much like these dragons. What else do we have?
There we go. So yeah, I can see it. No, costume aside.
Okay.
So it's stretch.
All right. So the next up, we actually have one. We don't normally talk about Masters of the Universe Origins on here, but I thought I'd highlight this one because it's pretty neat. They're doing a Grizzlor with fur through Mattel Creations, and man, this looks like he kind of crawled out of the
Grizzler with the fur.
Got the Masters of the Universe,
So-
the Grizzler with the fur.
like some of the other Mattel Creations. These are going to be made to order. It's not a Kickstarter. It's just if you want one, you go into their order page for Grizzlor.
This looks like it stinks.
It does.
That's
I bet-
probably why it's not being sold in a store.
I bet they do a Moss Man like this too. But $18, the asking price. What's that?
It looks like a Tribble and a Critter mated.
Yeah.
Oh, the carpet matches the drapes.
Dude, that is wall to ceiling carpeting right there, man.
Yeah.
That's like 60s right there, man. 60s.
Like he could be totally naked. Fight.
It's before Cousin Ed gave up.
We chased after him with what? Nair. Did you know that in the 90s Addams Family movie, Cousin It was played by the same guy who played the kid in Children of the Corn?
I didn't know that. Malachi?
Yep.
Malachi.
All right, now we'll get into one. We'll pique Matt's interest here. We
It
got
must
a new
be boobs.
Rumble Society.
Oh.
So this is the Hawk P40 Howling Fury Edition. So
You already ordered it.
No, I didn't.
I
You
did.
couldn't justify the gold.
Yeah, it's not that different. Like, I'll get variants if they have different accessories. This one's not different enough to warrant. In fact, last I looked, it was still available. Let me double check that.
Actually, the biggest difference is he's wearing a jumpsuit.
Right, his outfit is different, but I like the bomber jacket the other one wears better.
It's a little more cohesive with the coloring. I like that, but
No,
Should this one have better articulation?
I would
should
think
have
the
Because
shoulders would.
the shoulders are exposed on the other one too.
yeah,
so
I'm
he
looking
should
right
have-
at it. Yeah, he had sleeveless jacket.
He should have the same articulation. I think that Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but that rocket launcher may be new.
Maybe, but I think that rocket launcher is also in the Baker.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks cool, and if you missed the first one, then dadgummit, you got a good one here. I just didn't see the need for another one, but he's sub 100. So if you want him, you're paying Mezco prices, but you're not paying for like a deluxe set of one
Oh,
of
that
their
jacker's new too.
That's fine.
And that's D Amazing's photography right there.
Yeah. But I'm surprised he usually gets early review sample. I guess he's not been posting a lot lately, but he normally gets early reviews for these. He usually posts them the day they go up for pre-order, the reviews. So yeah, it looks like I thought maybe they'd have an alternate head, like because the original one comes with the plane, like the hammerhead shark plane head and the
tank
and the tank head. Yeah. So I thought maybe they'd do an alternate to the tank head, but they didn't. It's the same one, and the jaw does articulate on the tank head, so it's pretty cool. That's the same minigun and chain, like all that's the same. It's just a rocket launcher. I can't remember if the other one had the rocket launcher or not.
And the effects pieces for it too.
No, the effect pieces are the same.
No,
Effect pieces are the same, yeah. So it looks like it's 99% the same thing, but still very cool deco.
It's like the difference between Dr. Nocturnal and the Red Death Nocturnal. Red Death came with another mask.
Right.
Or the Bug Scorponok and the regular release Scorponok.
Doc Nocturnal also came with different backpacks too. The original had like that like there's some kind of vat on his back or something like that, or some kind of the other one.
I've got the Red Death. I mean, I kind of always I prefer the original one, but that was the only one I could get. So,
well, I like the Plague Mask. Like I fucking love Plague Mask. So I was glad he came with that. So,
I wish that Mezco did Destiny figures. Like I'm done playing Destiny, but I feel like they could do some of those designs justice. Like I think they could do like the Hunter and the
I actually would love to see Mezco do Spawn.
Yeah. But Todd would have to give up a lot of hubris to do that. Like,
I think for all the Batmans that Mezco releases, I'm wondering if they're planning on going maybe to go to some of the past movies and start releasing some older Batman from like some of the older Batman movies. Yeah, might be a good idea too.
That's all tongue in cheek in it.
Mayfix Spawn would be cool.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I could just see that Mezco one, like wires to the chains and all.
Knowing Todd, I feel like he would license out to Mego before he would do Mezco.
Do you know what other figures that Mezco would be good at? God of War. I could see a Kratos in 1/12 collective.
Especially the Ragnarok designs. He's got all the fur.
That's what made me think of it with their soft goods.
Yeah.
Boy.
But yeah, no, I totally if they did a Kratos, I would be in, because I'm not happy with my NECA. I have both NECA Kratos figures. I have the one for God of War and the God of War 3 Ultimate Kratos.
You got the 2-pack?
I didn't get the 2-packs. I still don't have Atreus.
I lost his arrows. I don't know where the hell they went.
Oh, team reviews, yes. Did hear about that, and I saw the scene with the Blade Wesker, and I thought it was a Mad TV parody, and then I found out that was actually part of the show, and I felt bad for Lance Reddick. Jedi Mindset says, I was done when they introduced Blade, and it's just crazy. It's so crazy because it's like one of the there's a scene with a microwave shrimp and curry burrito, and then all of a sudden, like, he walks down the stairs dressed like fucking Blade, and I lost it. I was like, this can't be real.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the clip.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to look like Wesker, like from Resident Evil 5.
I know, but I mean,
He
it's
didn't
just,
need hair.
yeah, he didn't need the hair. He really didn't need the hair. I mean, it's just, it was.
I don't know if they wanted him to look like Wesker from the game, then they shouldn't have picked him.
There's that too.
I mean, it wasn't just that they gave him the hair. I mean, if they wanted to give him the hair, they could have like gone like full on Demolition Man and given him like the, you know,
The blonde.
the blonde hair, like, you know, full on.
And you might as well
like
have
Wesley
gotten
Snipes.
Wesley flipping Snipes.
I know. Yeah. That said, Lance Reddick could have made for a cool Blade. I mean, we'll see
Apparently
how
he
Marshall
did.
Ali does, but yeah.
Does he exist in the MCU?
Who's that?
Lance
Lance Reddick?
Yeah.
No, Lance Reddick or Blade?
Lance Reddick.
I don't think so. But
Is he going to be in that Horizon show?
I would hope so.
I would hope so too, because he is literally him.
Yeah. Another game he was great in was Quantum Break. If anybody has Microsoft consoles, or you know, if you have an Xbox One or Series console or PC, check out Quantum Break. It's got him and oh god, what was the guy that played Iceman in the X-Men movies? Sean Ashmore.
Val Kilmer.
All right. Well, we got.
It was forever before I realized he had a twin brother.
Yeah.
His twin brother plays in different stuff, and I probably thought it was him.
Yeah. It's like Linda Hamilton, except her sister doesn't really act.
Yeah.
She was in Terminator 2.
Yeah, and they deleted the scene, and it was a great scene.
Right. I was happy to get that DVD set to see all that.
All right. I don't think we ever talked about this on the show. It's our thumbnail, and Dave's been waiting on this Karate Gorilla. This comes from 5K Toys. So, Dave, yours is on the way.
Yeah, be here tomorrow.
So,
You'll believe it when you see it.
I didn't know it was out.
Oh, it's been out. Yeah, The Amazing did a video. There's not many videos on this. There's 3 different versions of them. Is Mr. G, and you get the prison one, the karate one, and then there's like a rapper one. And The Amazing did a review of both the rapper and the
Karate.
and the
Oh,
karate.
so all those outfits don't come with it.
No, each one of those is a separate release.
That one picture just straight up had Gomez in it. Did you see that?
Yep.
did. There he is.
So yeah, I didn't realize there were reviews for it. I might have to go back and see. I've had no want.
I've only seen one. There's one really good one out there. I'll have to find it for you guys. I'll post in the chat. But, it's not the D Amazing one. Another guy did a very good size comparison with like all different types of like the NECA gorilla, the Fit Monster Art one and stuff.
But
one of the things I like about I love the chains on this one.
Is this supposed to be like representing a character that actually exists?
I mean,
Nope.
it could be Gorilla Grodd if you wanted it to be.
You could. One of the, but if you go to the karate one specifically, you can. He actually has a cobra symbol on his arm, and going down the side of the gi are the GI Joe stats.
Huh.
Oh, really?
I mean, I didn't have a want for a imprisoned or kung fu disciplined gorilla, but these pictures and the figure. What was it? 65, 70, something like that.
Like $70
62.
on Big Bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I actually find myself more drawn to the escapee gorilla. Something about the chains and it's just it's all very exciting.
The orange jumpsuit, I like.
Yeah, it makes a nice contrast.
Yeah. But Dave went for the Kung Fu Fighter, so we're gonna see how that goes.
Well, actual Cobra logo.
Well,
Probably
yeah.
don't.
That's kind of the reason I can actually put him, have him with being a bodyguard for Mindbender.
Yeah.
You're a genius. But he's been trained by Storm Shadow.
Exactly.
All right. So yeah, this is on 5K Toys. It's also on BBTS. Sold under Memory
Probably on
Toys.
AliExpress even.
Yeah.
But,
You got to do a picture of him holding Snake Eyes over his head.
And I guess soon to come to the True Starscreamer Instagram page.
absolutely. I've been trying to plan this out ever since I saw it. I don't know why I became obsessed with it. Jay Hernandez also did. I know he's got a copy, but he never did a formal review. Like I said, I found one really, really good review. Notifications. Custom Comics did that's the reviewer did one of the best breakdowns of that figure.
So before we wrap up the evening, we want to have a little bit of a discussion. I want to talk about shifting priorities around in collecting. So Dave, prior to the show, you were telling us that you're actually downsizing your Marvel Legends collection. Slightly.
It's not like I'm doing a major cull, but
well, initially you used that word. You said I'm culling 90%.
I am culling. I am absolutely culling. I am basically pulling. I am going to be turning into a store next week. But a lot of my MCU Marvel Legends. It's just I prefer the comic stuff. I mean, some of the movie stuff is neat. Like I said, some of them are staying, but things that I can incorporate with other figures.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe like the most iconic versions of suits. Like you don't need
like the cap. Exactly. Like I don't need stealth suit Captain America. I mean, there's so many things I bought just for the build a figure. But it was also during a time that I had more money. I was kind of buying every legend I could see. I had shelf space to fill. So I had 5 Captain Americas all lined up. It looked really good together. Now I don't need that. So ideally, I'm going to take these to a comic book shop and say, "Hi, can I get store credit for these?" And I'll take that Mezco, and that Mafex, and have a great day, type of thing.
So ideally, you should have a pretty cool haul as a result. So you're
exactly. I mean, I know I'm not selling this to make money, but
right.
I need the real estate. I mean, it's like when I sold my G1 collection a couple years ago. I was taking them off the shelf to make room for other stuff, like Masterpiece. And I'm like, why do I have it if I'm not going to display it? If I'm not going to display it, there's no purpose of having it.
That's how I feel. I have very few figures that are packed away. If I own it, I like it out and displayed. And if I don't have room to display it, I need to get rid of something.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or rearrange.
Yeah, and it's just it's one of the things too. I don't think it makes you any less of a collector when you have things that just aren't doing it for you anymore, or they're not meaningful in your collection when they could be meaningful in somebody else's.
I think less of you for
it. You think less of me for lesser things.
Captain Marvel's ass.
Yeah, I mean, I toy with the idea. I know at some point it's either got to be my, at least for like the base stuff I collect. I know, unfortunately, I have this reputation now because of Pakerty, but I do have like a lot of the Bayverse Studio series stuff And it's like, well, what do I like better? Do I like the studio series, like the Generation stuff, or do I like, and this goes for my Generations collection too. It's like I have a lot of Generation stuff that I probably don't have the space for, but it's more fun than the Masterpiece. It's like something has to give, you know. And I think everybody hits that point in their collecting where it's like you have a finite amount of space. We all have a finite amount of space, and it's like where do you draw the line? Because eventually you don't want to just say, "Why? I don't want I don't want stuff to not come in. I want to have new stuff." But yeah, I mean, for some people, storage units are viable. But I just, for me, having this past year, well, it's been longer than a year. It's been a year and a half. I have stuff that I haven't handled. It's just been sitting in totes. And it drives me up the wall. That like GI Joes and Turtles and
oh god, my GI Joes! I still haven't gotten a chance to really properly set a display for.
Yeah. And
do it now.
What's that, T?
I said, do it now.
I have a corner in the FAP Studios here that I'm gonna put my GI Joes up, and I damn straight better have it done before that Hiss tank comes. Because like that's gonna drive me at the wall. Yeah, it's always something to like when you're reprioritizing your displays. I oftentimes look at stuff even in my Masterpiece displays. Like, do I need Diagon? Do I need G2? I recently offloaded my G2 Stunticons to Mike Rogers. Like, I was just, I'm never gonna complete this set. He loves X-Transbots. And they're going to a good home, and I think sometimes we hang on to stuff because it's like, I got it at the time, I liked it.
You might need to get him checked out.
What? Because he likes X-Transbots?
Yeah.
Yeah, people like what they like. I think X-Transbots does some really good bots here and there, and I think that their Stunticons are great, with the exception of that trailer. But I don't know. I think that there's sometimes like when figures go to a good home, it gives you a good feeling. Somebody else gets joy out of them, and then of course it frees up space for us, and we can continue to get new things to enjoy.
So,
Case in point, now that my IDW display has a fantastic Grimlock.
exactly.
He is a fine Grimlock. I keep him in Dino mode.
I'm going to transform him tomorrow, and we'll see how he is, because I've seen him in Dino mode at TFCon. The robot mode is also really good.
Yep. Just good luck getting those legs together for Dino mode.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch a video.
Yeah.
Those instructions were shit.
Well, it's just when the interior leg panels, when you're closing the legs up to form the back of the T-Rex, there's just no clearance, so you end up having to just like press and pray. Just
yeah,
not ideal, but unless there's a better way to do it, I'm not aware of, and I'm aware of everything, so I don't think that's the case. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for tonight's episode. Oh, we got one comment here. TF Hustler says, "I will be done collecting Chug. I will be done collecting Transformers Chug next year. WC line looks great to me."
I'm, like I said, Legacy. This is starting to really feel like my last go around with it. To be honest, with the mainstream line. So unless they do something,
get a few straggling figures, but they keep incorporating new upgraded versions of other characters. So.
But I definitely don't have the whole gotta have them all scenario going on anymore.
There's nothing wrong with that. And that's the thing, is like, I think FOMO, especially with the crappy distribution, Maybe that's part of Hasbro's tactic. I don't know. But I feel like, earlier in the show, we were talking about, going to Toys R Us back in the day. Like, when I say back in the day, I'm talking like 5 to 7 years ago. A wave of figures would come out. It would hit Target. It would hit Walmart. People would buy it up, and then it would come to Toys R Us, and you'd, for the most part, be able to take your pick. The only one I remember having issues with was that last wave of Combiner Wars, like when they did like Windblade and Misfire and all those.
Titans Return.
Yeah, Titans Return.
I never saw those figures. Never saw any of those.
Yeah, and I think that FOMO drives people nuts, myself included, and I think as a result of, well, if I don't get it now, I'm never going to see it again. We end up buying stuff that we don't necessarily need or want. You just get it because FOMO.
Yeah, don't do it. Just let it sit.
Yeah. Certain times too, it's like, letting go of something. Like, I love the NECA Turtles, and I've seen Smash and Zack and the the bad Ninja Turtle, the gang member and the Rock Soldier Fruit Builder, and I just passed on them. I was like, I don't need these. The Neutrinos, I don't need these.
Oh, you so need them.
I do not. I
They're
hate
your favorite episode. You know it.
Yep, I have everybody. I just wanted the main cast.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like you get to a point where you're almost done. Like, I have Usagi Yojimbo on order from Target. I've got Danny coming. I've got Toka and Razor coming early next year. I've got the Turtle Van. They do a new April. Great if they do. I passed on the the Catwoman from Channel 6. I was like, I don't need another Vern. I don't need another April. I want a good looking April, and the April we have looks crappy. I don't want a cat version of April to sit next to like the weird looking version of April. But they'll eventually, I think they'll do a Burn and Irma, and if they don't, they're such minor characters that they don't really matter in my display.
Correct.
So I think we just collectively just need to not drive ourselves nuts. It's sometimes it's you get just as good of a feeling sometimes when you're okay with yourself for passing on something or letting go. And I as I've sold some of my Titans Returns and Combiner Wars and Power of the Primes figures, it's funny when I think about how I was breaking my neck to get some of these figures, and now better versions of them have come out and I don't care anymore.
Well, that's the thing, because we're always thinking this is the best it's ever going to be. So we got to go pick it up. We got to go find it, and then poof.
Watch a review first, and if there's anything wrong, don't buy it.
And
then we can make a new one.
If I may, when you watch reviews, use those as your purchasing guide. Don't use them for confirmation bias. I think so many people turn to influencers and reviewers to, they will buy a figure regardless, and then they watch the review to make sure that, that it's okay to like a figure. No, it's always okay to like a figure if you like a figure. And
I get tons of comments after somebody bought something. They buy it and then they come to my channel.
my favorite was that like Big Mo's figure.
No.
And the lady was upset with you because like you trashed the figure, but the kid liked it. Like
I remember that.
if your kid liked it, it's okay to like it. It's like you already like it. Why are you going to
It's like
review? Yeah.
It's like, lady, this is at the time when you got that review, a 35-plus-year-old man versus your
Right.
10-year-old kid.
Right. You're offering your opinion to collectors, not kids.
She's leaving me that comment on Christmas Day.
Right. Like, some kids on Christmas morning. I need my confirmation bias. I need to know that T-Man absolutely loves this figure in order for me to enjoy it. Now, if you like it, you win.
There you go.
And, I mean, there's some shitty figures that I like. I mean,
That thing probably fell apart on him on Christmas.
I mean, I could even say, like, I love, those I at least love the Shuki figure, and I know a lot of people don't like that figure, but I stand strong. I like that figure.
Cool.
So if you like a figure, you win. And if you've moved past a figure and you can let go of it, or you don't need it,
I was telling I've been trying to raise my kid, you know.
Sell everything.
No.
I'm just saying it
No,
doesn't make you any
I
less
want her
of a
to say, like, never downplay. If somebody enjoys something, let them enjoy it.
Oh,
right.
I thought you were going to say you were raising her to fear the white man. I don't
She does have a yellow
Well,
belt.
we have Twitter and everybody else to do that.
That's the thing. Dave will print out a big poster of Matt's face and write "Fear the White Man" at the bottom.
It's actually Joe's.
Oh god, when Joe was watching the Wonder Woman trailer.
Oh God.
You know, as far as like liking figures, I like to use the line that I think accentuates that point the most is the Amazing Yamaguchi line.
Mm-hmm.
Those figures are very much, you either are into that or you hate it. Like, and the people that hate it, like, they don't get it. I don't get the aesthetics. I don't get why you like it. They're such a pain in the ass to hold and to do anything with. And then the people that love them are just the opposite. Like, I love the way it looks. I can literally get it into any pose the human body can allow and some beyond. And that's the epitome of, like, those are polarizing figures that you either like or hate, and there's usually no one that's in the middle that's like, yeah, they're fine, I'll get one.
It's like me with wrestling, okay? There's a whole thing, WWE and AEW. The way that people go on there is like, you can watch both. They're on separate days anyway. One's on Monday, Tuesday. WWE's on Monday and Friday. AEW's main show's on Wednesday, so you can enjoy both. You got DVRs.
You think so much of that comes from like the days where it was WCW versus
it's a whole
WWF?
tribalism.
Yeah. I mean,
just like people that don't realize you can have more than one game console.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even, you know, it's funny, like
that's ridiculous.
My wife's cousin's husband was over, and he helped me, and I have, you know, Switch, a PS5, and an Xbox Series X. And he saw the Xbox first, and he goes, "Oh, you're an Xbox guy." I was like, "There's a PlayStation right there." And he goes, "Oh." I was like, "How can you miss the PlayStation 5? Oh, what do you like better?" I was like, "Well, I don't." You know?
The one I turn on first.
Yeah, it's just, it depends on what game is out and, you know, what I want to play. I mean, it's just that's it.
When God of War comes out, you're gonna like PlayStation.
Oh yeah, well, I've been digging the PlayStation lately since you know, I've been playing Roller Drome on there quite a bit, and yeah, I did get the Last of Us remake, but I haven't had time to sit down with that. But regardless, yeah, there's no need for tribalism when it comes to collecting. And I mean, there's no wrong way to be a collector. And just because you pass on a figure or didn't get a figure or it didn't tick boxes for you doesn't make you any less of a collector.
No, not at all.
Nope. The only
I
wrong
don't
way
like toys. I don't like X-Transbots. Cool. I save money and I spend my money on other stupid things.
Yeah.
Like giant robots.
You know, Soren Games Go says the Marvel Legends price hike has snapped me out of collecting them all. That's
a whole thing altogether.
Yeah, I think we'll have to have a talk about that probably next week.
Yeah.
What that near $30 price point means for folks. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. Roland Rage says WCW for life. And TF Hustler says my slim PS2 lasted 8 years. That reminds me of my buddy Craig. So
I was going to say, in my approximation, there's only two ways that you collect wrong. The first is if you're not actively having fun, then there's no reason not to do it.
If it's a chore.
And secondly, if you collect Hot Wheels.
Can we have
Yeah, I'll save it for off the air, but I have an idea for Hot Wheels collectors. Anyway, that'll do it for tonight's episode. Special thanks to everybody who hung out with us in the chat tonight, who dropped a comment. We love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you all.
Thank you, Winston, for reminding me to click like.
Stern Games Go also says Cyberpunk Netrunners on Netflix incoming soon. I want to check that one out because I do like Cyberpunk. So yeah, smash that like button. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you ring that notification bell. And if you're watching us on the non-live show, drop a comment. I'll check. I'll be checking the comments. I'll get back to you. And hope everybody has a great and safe and fun weekend. We'll see you all in the next one. Next Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, here on the Figure Action channel. We'll see you then. Have a good one.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Later.